Okay, so today is December 14th, and I'm about to make, or this is the beginning of probably one of the most serious or real videos that I have ever made and probably will ever make because it affects something very personal to me. So I graduated from law school about 13 years ago. It is now 2023. I graduated in 2010, and I have not been able to pass the bar exam. I took it in three or two different states so far, Colorado and Florida. Colorado only once, and then Florida several different times, but I never passed. So this is pretty much going to be my final attempt. Right now it is, I don't know if I said the date, December 14th, and the test is February 27th and 28th. So I've already started studying. I got a Kaplan course, and I'm just trying to do things differently than I've ever done. I've listened to everything that I can about passing the bar when you haven't passed before, and just tips and tricks. And I'm trying to do things differently, like actually memorize the outlines and do a lot of questions and do everything the Kaplan tells me to do. But the main thing for me is I crammed for every single test in law school and my LLM. Like, that's how I did it. I just read the outline before the test and passed it. So that is what works for me. It also is really challenging for me because I have ADD, so my mind wanders, so it takes me a really long time. But that works for me. So I think that if I continue with that method and really try to ingrain these outlines in my head, then I might have a shot at passing. I'm now, since I have been studying for about a month or so, only officially 2 weeks because my class started 2 weeks ago. I'm doing the flex course from Kaplan, but I didn't start a few weeks ago. I'm noticing what works and what doesn't work for me. So, um, see, I lost my train of thought. Thank you, ADD. Oh my God. Okay, so in short, I'm going to attempt to memorize as many outlines as possible, do as many questions as possible, and just try to really get all of the. Oh, what I was going to say is I can see the thread. I can see that they're only going to test certain things in each subject, and I feel for the first time that it's manageable for me. I've never felt that it's manageable. I always just felt like it was an overwhelming amount of information, but now that I've started earlier and really started seeing what they test in each subject and that it can only be a certain amount of things that I really have to get in my head, I'm not so overwhelmed and I'm not so anxious about it, and I think I can actually do it. So I think overcoming my negative attitude and overcoming that feeling of just being overwhelmed and not moving forward is really going to help me this time. So right now I'm about to work on my first property essay. I'm reading my property outline, which is not from Kaplan. I did read the MBE subject memorization review for it, but this one is from Studicata, which I found out about through YouTube. And it's just their Bar Blitz outlines. I think that's what it's called. What is it called? No, I'll tell you what it's called, because if this works for me, then it's good. Attack outlines. So I'm reading this before I write my essay, and it's basically just 16 pages for property, for example, and it has the main points, and it also has the appearance rate on the test for each little separate subsection. So I'm gonna use this to memorize for my essays and still read the bar points memorization and do lectures and stuff to really understand the concepts. But for memorization, I feel it's a whole lot more manageable for me to memorize this. Anyways, so this is video one of my progress. I will say I am doing better on questions this time so far. On the ones that I have through Kaplan, I'm getting 50-60%, which doesn't sound great, but it's better than 30 and 40%. And when I do the questions after the lectures and after I read the outlines, it's even higher. So I think these little things that I've been doing so far are working for me. But this is a really hard video for me to make because this is the most embarrassing thing in my life. And if I am able to succeed at this, it'll be basically the biggest hurdle overcome, and I'll feel like I can do anything. And more than that, I'll feel like I can help people who might be in the same boat and need to grasp at something, need some sort of hope.